Hey everyone, this is the Memory Camp and I'm coming to you live and direct from my studio in Orlando, Florida. My home base. We are deep in the summer right now. It's almost the end of July. It's been hot, humid. The weather's just been atrocious to do really too much outside. If you don't get it in before 10 a.m., you're almost guaranteed to be in a monsoon of rain and heat, and just it's tough. So I've been taking a little bit of a hiatus with videos and focusing on planning a big expedition, which I want to announce here today. We are doing a 2.0 Big Mother, which is the name of our West Coast road trip, big West Coast cross-country road trip with my wife, and we'll be taking the Prius, camping out in multiple national forests and state parks, but the big Triple Crown, 3 big places we're going to are the Grand Teton, Yellowstone, and Glacier National Park. There's a couple of variable options, plan A, B, C, if the weather's bad or we're in a different route. We are planning to leave Orlando, Florida, go up through the Chattanooga area, and probably will hit the Tennessee Cumberland Plateau with Foster Falls, Grundy Natural Area, maybe hit up Greeter Falls, some different waterfalls that we've actually explored earlier in the spring, summer months. They were really cool, and we want to go back. From there, we're going to be going up to, the plan is it the Shawnee National Forest in Illinois, the Garden of the Gods out there, some cool rock formations and waterfalls and things, and then head straight across country through St. Louis and Kansas City, and eventually end up in Colorado, which we'll kind of post up in Boulder, Colorado for a little bit, explore the area, visit some friends, and then venture off into the big one, Grand Teton, and that will be the jumping point for the real heavy duty stuff. We are planning on hitting the Teton Crest Trail, if all works out, along with other various trails and loops out there, and then making our way up through Yellowstone. We've been there once before. It was pretty brief, only a couple of days of exploring, and the weather was pretty bad, so fingers crossed that we'll get a little bit better luck this time. And then eventually ending up in Montana and doing the Glacier National Forest. We have some stuff planned out, obviously leaving some stuff up to kind of freestyle. We'll be gone for a month, 30 days, 3-0. So it gives us plenty of time, about a week of chilling and driving to get out there, and then 2 weeks or so to do the Tetons, Yellowstone, and Glacier. I know that's not the best amount of time, but it's also not the worst amount of time. We're just going to try to do the best we can with that, and then a week to get home. Obviously, we can cut things short or jump a couple things, but that's the blueprint for right now for the trip. We have what else do we have? What else do we have going on and getting planned? On the way home, if we're leaving, we might hit up Badlands and Chicago area, and then jump right back down to the Smoky Mountains and get to Florida. It's going to be fall basically when we get out there, so the weather, it's stating from my research anywhere from kind of the higher 60s, 70s, and low in the 30s. So I'm going to estimate it can jump up 10 degrees as far as the highs go, and it can be below into the 20s and teens as far as the low go. So this is going to be a big one for us. We've stocked up on gear, we've bought better clothing, we have better equipment than we did last time, so this is hopefully going to be making a huge difference as far as comfort goes and dealing with the cold. We are both from Florida, so it's a little bit difficult when we reach these higher altitudes and more snowy conditions. We're just not used to that. You can throw us in the heat all day, we could do it up, but when it comes to the cold, we're still a little bit new to getting used to the conditions. So we are planning on trying to camp as much as possible, backpack as much as possible, and very very seldomly stick to a hotel. So we have a couple of free hotel stays with some travel rewards that we've racked up, just a few, and then of course if the weather is crazy or we just need to take a breather for a little bit, obviously we can stop and get a hotel. But for the most part, car camping, backpacking, and maybe staying with some friends or family here and there. So if you guys have been to any of these places and have any recommendations, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear any tips or comments about certain things. We have a pretty good base knowledge, but anything is much appreciated. And I also want to thank you guys for reaching 100 subscribers. I think I'm at 100 and something now, so appreciate that. That's awesome. And I'll be posting more videos, posting more updates on the trip, on the expedition. We plan to leave September 10th. That's the jump off point, and back October 10th. So that's the 30-day gap right there. We're trying to avoid certain things. There's a big eclipse that's in August. I'm sure you might have heard of that, big solar eclipse in America, and it's going to be visible. We were going to go on that kind of run, but we just ran into more kind of late summer, Labor Day. I'm just not feeling trying to go out there into these big national parks on such big holidays and big kind of natural events. It's just going to be a little bit too busy. I want the kids to be back in school. I want Labor Day to be over, and I just want to shoot the gap for the good weather where it's still kind of warm and not too cold, and then get back. And cool, so that's the update. I'm going to be updating on the regular now, going over some of our new gear that we have and new plans. And again, if you have any comments or questions or ideas, shoot them my way. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you out there.